Morning guys, how's it going? It's Tuesday. I know I didn't upload yesterday. I left my GoPro at work. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, there's nothing I can do about that, but I will show you yesterday's footage. I will add it onto the beginning of this video. There wasn't really that much anyway, like I mostly time-lapsed pretty much almost everything that I did. So I'll quickly stick in yesterday's footage now. Morning guys, how's it going? James here from Audio.etc. Week 2, starting again on the Corvette. Today, as I said in last night's video, I'm going to try and whack out this passenger's door. I need to clean it, sound deaden it, install baffles, install the speakers, put the door card on, and that should be it done. But it's not going to be a quick job, it will take me a while, so I'm going to do a great big long time lapse. I'm not going to go through and tell you exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it, because I did that for the driver's door. If you haven't seen that, you can click the link up in this corner, but this one I'm just going to try and power through it. I said in the description of last night's Q&A video, but some of you may not have seen that. I just want to say kind of sorry for the editing and potential and like sort of kind of rushed nature of that video. I was kind of on a wee bit of a deadline. I really wanted to get the video started on the upload before midnight so that YouTube could see that I had uploaded a video that day, so that I don't lose my daily streak. And I had just come back from skiing all day with Jess, so didn't really get to start on it until about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I didn't get to really finish with it until I'd started uploading it really late that evening, close to midnight. So hopefully that video wasn't too bad. Hopefully some of you guys may have enjoyed it. If you didn't watch it, I don't mind, that's fine. But anyway, back to Corvette stuff, hopefully all this week. Let me just try and give you guys a bit of a fill and see if what else I'm doing this week, or if it'll be all Corvette stuff. We're supposed to be having a Porsche Cayenne, a Mitsubishi Outlander, and a Mitsubishi L300 coming in today. Those look like all things that Grant could handle, because he's back here now. The Cayenne should have been here well by now, but I'm not sure why it isn't. So who knows, maybe they won't show up. It's a fairly busy week coming up, but not so busy that I don't think I won't be able to work on the Corvette. What days, are there any alarms? There's an alarm thing on Wednesday. There is an alarm on Thursday, which Grant will be doing, so if anything gets booked in on Thursday, I won't be able to do the Corvette all day, but otherwise it looks like I'm pretty much free to work on the Corvette as I please. Enough dilly-dallying around. I need to get into this passenger's door. I keep calling it the driver's door because it's on the right hand side and that's what I'm used to. But anyway, I've got my cleaning products, my scraping screwdriver, my rags, my 2 baffles that will get put on eventually, and the only other thing I could really put on this pile as well would be RTV, but that's for later on. So yeah, try and get this door done. Okay, stage 1 done. I have cleaned and sound deadened the inside surface, and I'm very happy with how it's turned out, quite proud of myself. This piece here and that piece there is all one sheet that goes the whole way along. So you can see in there it's all one sheet. There's a piece, actually there's a few pieces up here. There's one big long one goes along here, and then there's a couple of, if you can see, fill-in pieces that I chucked there just to fill in the rest of the gap. And then I thought about making a piece that goes the whole way along to the end here and cutting it to the right angle, but I thought that would be quite hard to get it tucked in to that corner like I have behind that piece of metal in corner and behind this corner, because it's hard enough to get it in there and get it all laid out. So I decided to cut it around about there and then put some additional pieces in the corner there and another one down the bottom. And you can see I've also done some dynamating along the bottom surface there and here. Those were just spare bits, that's why they're a bit misshapen. They were like spare leftover bits, but they're the right size for what I needed. So yeah, I'm very happy. I'm quite glad that I managed to get the BAM all the way up inside those corners there, and the same down here. So now that that's done, the next stage is to strip this door panel of all of its wiring and mechanical parts, clean off all, get rid of all this factory sound deadener, which is just going gooey and gross, get rid of all that, clean the whole surface, get rid of all this butyl, clean it all, and dynamite it. Yeah, that's what's up next. There we go, guys, like literally only maybe 3 hours later. When did I start? Like 9 something? It's 1:30. Yeah. Oh, it's actually a bit later than I thought it was. It's like maybe 4 hours later. All the sound deadening in the door was done. Got that on, got the baffle on, got the speakers in. Only trouble I really had throughout the whole process was getting this chrome trim ring on the pod for the Rockford Fosgate tweeter pod. To be honest, I actually think they're manufactured a wee bit averagely, like these trim rings have to clip on, and I just couldn't get it to stay on. It would clip in a few places, but not on the opposite side. So I ended up having to, and I did try a different trim ring and a different pod, and I wasn't having any luck. I don't know how I got the one on the driver's side done. But anyway, I ended up getting it mostly on and then having to use just a few very small dabs of super glue to hold it on, you know, for the remainder of its life. It should stay on there fine. You can't see it anyway. Like, if you look at that door, literally the only thing you can see is the chrome ring. We'll only be able to see this bit. We won't be able to see the super glue, which is on the sides there that you can see. Otherwise, this door is done, back together, working. Window goes up and down, no worries. Just like that. Completely clear of the speaker and everything. So this is ready to go back together now. And yeah, I put the dynamite over top of the wires as well to kind of hold them in place, keep them a bit managed a bit better. So yeah, this one can come off. We don't need that there. That can come off. There we go. So there we go. It's a pretty dead door now. Nice. And for that guy who commented about it, yeah, basic, sweet. So I can chuck this door back together now. Cool. Oh, and the other thing I did the other night, guys. Oh wait, I think did I do it Saturday? After I'd finished installing that speaker, I did have a wee bit of spare time left, so I went ahead and I cut the polystyrene on this door. So that's already done. Okay guys, it's time to tackle the power wire, and I've just been discussing it with Grant and Pat for the last sort of 10 minutes. This car, being made of fiberglass, has very few ground mounting points, and I've been doing research on the internet, see what other people have done, looking all over the show under the car for the rails and stuff, and all of it's very inaccessible. And I've been using the multimeter with the impedance meter, checking the resistance between the negative battery terminal and points where I'm testing where I might earth it, and they've all been up in like the high 20 ohms range. so there's nowhere nice, and that includes this metal rail across the back here. So there's nowhere nice. So we've come to the conclusion that I'm going to run ground wires as well as power wires. And then that annoyed me a wee bit because we don't have enough cable to do anything nice or consistent. Like we don't have any more zero gauge to run as a ground instead, and we don't have any red version of the black. I would have preferred to use 2 big runs of this 4-gauge black and 2 runs of the 4-gauge red, but we don't have any red because our supplier who makes this, because this is really good cable and I want to use really good cable, but the supplier who sold us this doesn't import it anymore, so we can't get any more. So what I've decided to do is I'm just going to run 4 runs of this high grade monster 4-gauge black. So the positive will be black and the negative will be black. It will look better than having 1 run of 0 gauge and 2 runs of 4 gauge. It's good quality cable, so I trust it. Obviously the main concern is I don't want to put the the positive wire into the negative side of the amp and vice versa. When I wire it up, I will be doing triple checking and testing to make sure I know what one is positive. And I will heat shrink the positive ends with some red heat shrink so that I know that they're live and the other ones aren't. So that's what I'm going to do, guys, and I've just been looking at where I'm going to actually put them through. I've cleared out some space under in the kick panel to have a look, and the best place I can find to run them through, I'm not going to go through the factory grommet because that would just be too tricky. Like, they won't want to, they're too fat. So I'm going to drill holes. This is the factory grommet. I'm going to drill 4 holes up here and widen them out big enough for 4-gauge wire to go through. And they will pop out down, it's going to be hard to see, but down there, and they'll come out and connect to the battery terminals. And obviously it's not an issue with them chafing on the body because it's fiberglass and not conductive, but just for the sake of longevity, I think, and professionalism, I'll also install some of these 4-gauge plastic grommets. Where are they? I'll find 4 that are the right size. These things here that plug in, that are meant to plug into the firewall and then you run cable through them. So I'll use 4 of those so that it's nicely protected. So that's my plan. Actually, I better do that now. Let me find 4 of these things that fit. There's 1, 2, 3. They're a bit loose. Cool. I would prefer to use the tighter ones, but I can't find any 4-gauge ones that these will fit through because they're so well insulated. And these things, drill bit that will cut for these, so now I just need to drill the pilot holes and make them big enough for these things. Will it go in? Yes, it will. Cool. That's 1 done. I'll show you. I'll keep doing this and I'll show you guys what it looks like once I'm done. Okay, guys. Kind of succeeded, I think. 3 out of 4 of them worked really well. 1 of them I drilled, I think, just a little bit too big. There you can see them all up in there, just slotted in. This one, I drilled the hole a wee bit too big and it pushes through just a tiny bit, but all the other ones are pretty much perfect. They're not like super hard locked into place, but they are push fitted. But what I think I'll do is put some RTV with them and let them dry overnight. And that way they'll be, you know, super well sort of secured in there, and then I can run the cables through afterwards. So I'll do that tonight, let it dry, and then tomorrow I can start the power wire running. From the battery bay side, you can see them just down there next to the main grommet. So I'm going to put some RTV on them and I think call it a night. Okay, there we go, I put some RTV on them. And now we can see up in here, it's a wee bit gunky and messy, but you can see that it's going to be a better job at holding them in and like keeping it a wee bit better sealed potentially. So that's them from that side. Here they are from the other side here. If you can kind of see them down there next to the grommet. So all the black cables will just go through there. I'll do that tomorrow. And that's going to be the end of today's video, guys. I know it wasn't a very long one. I time-lapsed like pretty much all of this door and then just really did that. It's because I spend a lot of time looking around the trunk area for an actual ground point where I wasn't filming. So that's my short video for today. I'll catch you tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the power wires all of this black stuff running from the battery bay all the way back to where the amps are. And I think once I've got those there, then I can actually start building the amp rack. And yeah, and I think when Grant gets some free time, he's also going to potentially start looking at building the subwoofer box, although he has got another box to build before that. So we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching today's video, guys. Choose to be happy, and I will catch you tomorrow. There we go. That was yesterday. Shouldn't have been too long. Nice quick little video, mostly time lapse and a wee bit of power wire stuff. So as I said in the end of yesterday, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be running the power wires. The RTV should have completely dried. I can chop up lengths of this thick black 4 gauge, run it the length of the car to the area where the amps are going, and once that's done, I will still have to do some stuff up in this area here, like, you know, the fuse holder and the battery connections and stuff like that, but I'll leave that for now because I think we want to get some battery connections, and I want to figure out where I want to put the fuse holder and all that as well. But once I've got the wires down in that sort of area, I can potentially start looking at making the amp rack. I think I might put the carpet back in because I really don't need the carpet out anymore now that I know I'm not putting a ground anywhere around here. So I'll do that real quick, and then I'll hop on to running some power wires through. Okay, so there we go. I put the carpet back in, and also I've run a piece of 18 gauge wire all the way from the furthest position that the far amp could be, along, down, up through one of the holes, and then out into the battery bay with enough spare to almost loop the whole thing if necessary. And what this gives me now is the length of the power wires that I need to cut. So I can just pull this back out now. I wonder if I'll be able to do it like this. Should be able to. Just, yeah, it's coming. So this tells me that my power wires, it tells me how much we've used, you know, for the customer, and it tells me how long I need to cut them. So if that goes down to approximately 0 there. We used to have markings on the ground here to tell us how long something was, but that's okay. Now I can 1.5, 2, 2.5. That's 2.5 there. 3.5 would probably be about here, but it's been run over. I'd say it's about 4 meters worth. Oh well, anyway, what I can do is I can line that up with some power cable and chop them. Ooh, might be just about perfect. Just a wee bit longer. That piece is already cut to almost the exact right length. So that's good. So these are all coiled up and don't want to lay flat. So per Gride's recommendation, I'm going to put them in a cardboard box with some heat on them for a while, and then try and flatten them out a wee bit.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so like 20 minutes later, I've had the fan heater pointed into the box here with the cable, and it's feeling much floppier now, which is nice. A wee bit sticky, but that's fine, not going to be a problem, but definitely floppier, so it should be easier to straighten it out now. So I think I'll try and do that and run it through the car. I think I'll do a time lapse for this piece. Yeah, sweet. Okay guys, before I go any further, I thought I'd, just do a quick video and show you what I've done. So the power wires, they're hard to see on the holes now because I've put some back together, but they're popping out of that hole, coming down, tucking into the corner for a bit of excess, and then the whole way along, they are like all duct taped down and everything. And then here, it comes inwards a wee bit. 3 of them managed to fit underneath the seatbelt, retractor there, and 1 of them had to go beside it. I'm only a wee bit concerned because it looks like it lines up exactly with where one of the panels goes, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I may have to relocate that one a wee bit further in, but otherwise it should be fine. If I can get that under there. Here we go. And then they come up, jump over. There's a cable tie here, holding it to the pod, and then they go across to the center where they'll distribute off to the amps. And that's where I'm at. So I'm just putting some stuff back together now, trying to decide what panels to put back on. I might leave this all exposed just for now, just in case I have to do anything later on, because if I put it all back together, I'll have to come back and take it all off again. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Plenty of excess at this end, which is good. Enough to reach right over to the far side there if necessary. And then up the front, so I've got them, I'll actually get the torch. Up the front, they come out of the holes down there, and they actually go under the battery tray. I rerouted them a wee bit, and then these 2 here are going to connect onto the negative terminal up the top of the battery here, and these 2 are going to be the positives, which will connect to the fuse holder, which I'm going to mount here, and I'll make up a little bracket for it to sit on in this location. And then the positive wires will come out of this one and come around, tuck down inside here. They'll come around and onto the top of the battery terminal, because I'm pretty sure by the looks of things I can't actually connect onto the existing the existing front mounted terminals with these things being completely shrouded in plastic and everything like that. I don't know if that's possible, so I'm probably going to end up getting some battery clamps and connect onto the top posts for the sound system, and then the original connections will just go on the front like normal. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I might try and do this fuse holder thing now, I think. Yeah, get that done.
Later.
Okay guys, progress update with the Chevy Corvette. Don't know why I just told you guys what car it is, you know what it is. I've got the fuse holder and everything done and mounted, whoops, and I've just been looking online to see what things are available, because our main supplier, I probably would have got the battery terminals off T-spec, which is the same brand of fuse holder that I got there. It doesn't have any battery terminals in stock, and never has, of the brand that we do. Just goes to show you car audio, like that sort of thing, it's no huge demand for it in New Zealand, and then when you go and need it, it's not available. So I think I've ordered a couple of Rockford Fosgate ones, the RF DB4, which look like this. At least, I mean, they're pretty plain. They're just a clamp with a cover and 2 4-gauge outputs. So at least we're not going to have like a Rockford Fosgate, because I'm OCD and I hate it when you got like a Rockford Fosgate like clamp with the brand on it and then T-spec this, and I just like everything to match up and look professional. Opinions on that here at Auto Sound apparently differ, but I like everything to look good. So I thought maybe I could do those Rockford Fosgate things and a Rockford Fosgate fuse holder, but they don't. Rockford Fosgate don't make any fused distribution blocks apart from this RF FD AGU, which is a 2 AGU fuse holder. But AGU fuses are hopeless. They don't go up to 150 amps and they always fail, so we don't use them. But then I found this picture of it online, and you can see here, like that. This is what it normally looks like. Oops, this one here, and it's got these AGU clamps on it, and then there's this one here, and it hasn't got them. And I thought maybe we could take off those AGU clamps and put a mini A&L fuse in there. So I just called up our supplier of Rockford Fosgate and got them to crack one open and have a go. Nah, can't get mini A&L fuses in there, unfortunately. So not doable. So I'm going to stick with the fuse holder that I've done, and I've ordered the Rockford Fosgate battery clamps, the RF DB4s, whatever they were. And at least they don't have like a big sticker or anything on them that says Rockford Fosgate, and it won't look too bad. So that's what we're doing. And here's what the fuse holder looks like at this stage. So got our this is the other thing. So T-spec is the brand we normally use. They do make a 2 fuse version of this, but that also wasn't in stock, so we have to use the 3 fuse version. The good side to the 3-fuse version though is it takes 2 0 gauge inputs, but I've just used 4 gauge. And there's the output side. If I can get this little cover off, there we go. So we've got the 150 amp fuse there on the driver's side for the monoblock amp, which is going to be on the driver's side, and the 80 amp for the 4-channel, which is going to be on this side of the car, so that it correlates and makes sense. And then the middle one's just not used. But there is a third output there if anything else ever needs to get hooked up. The way I've got that mounted, I've just made up a piece of back strap. I just made a L shape for it to, like, it's bolted to this plastic. You can see the bolts there, and then it's also bolted to the fuse holder, and I put a slight twist on it as well so that it matches the line of this OEM fuse holder. And I did it, as I was doing it, I was making sure that I could still take off the OEM fuse holder cover, which you can. No. So that's all good. And I decided to use the one very last piece of red Monster 4 gauge that we had to go from the fuse holder to the battery, so that it's, you know, super obvious that it's a positive side and can't be confused. And so this, by the way, it's looped here at the moment because I'll cut it once I've got the terminals and I can make them the right length. And having that looped like that made it able for me to test continuity between the wires back here and work out what ones were the positives and what ones were the negatives. So I did that, and I found that these two are the only two that link together, so they are therefore the positives. And I've put some red boots on them so that I know that, and the negatives here have some black boots on them, so I know exactly what one's what. The only thing I haven't worked out yet is which of these positives go to what fuse, but I can do that when I wire it up by putting power on or off one of them and seeing which one goes live. Or I just take a fuse out and I can see which one is live and which one is not live, and that way I'll know what wire goes to what amp. So that's where I'm at there. Almost, I think I can put the battery back in the bay now. I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, no, I have to put the seat back in. So I need to put the seat back in and then the battery. I'm wondering if it would be easier to put some of these panels on while the seat is out. It might be. And in fact, because if I have to change the way I've done this wire down here, I'm going to want to know that now before I put the seat back in rather than after, so I need to do that first. So, what panels have to go in first? So this is the right hand side of the car. That thing goes up in the car like that. And then there's the piece that comes down the side, which is not this one, it's this one, I think. I think this comes down like this. Oh, I don't know, doesn't say on it. I thought the slit was up the top. Oh no, they both have slits. Hold on, this one does look like this side. Yeah, this is for this side, cool. And I just realized that I've put tape over one of the holes. That's okay, I can, oops. Now they can still go in, cool. So yes, this one goes in here. And then it looks like this panel goes on top of that. But what goes on first, this or the other speaker cover? Wait, that's the wrong side. That's the driver's side. This is the passenger side here. So this is like that. And then this thing looks like it goes under that. To me, yeah, that goes under there. So this must be the first piece to go on. There we go, now I think we're better. Cool, battery's secure, not going anywhere. And now the positive terminal will just go here. Those will connect in like that. And the negatives will come up here and do the same. I could even run these underneath there actually. Like that. And they come out. And then they'll just go into the terminal, which will be there. Sweet. Right, sorry guys, but that's going to be the end of today's video as well. I had to cut it short because I had to get off the Corvette and help Grant on this old Mercedes G-Wagon, which is getting a amplifier and subwoofer and a custom enclosure. And it was really, really short for time, so I had to stop what I was doing and help with that, which is fine. But yeah, now it's 5 o'clock, time to go home. Where I'm at is, I can't remember what the last thing I said to you guys was, it was that long ago. But yeah, this is ready for battery terminals to go in and be connected. Everything is back together, except the only thing I haven't put back on is the rear speaker covers and that trim that goes up there. And tomorrow I'll probably be starting to look at, you know, building the amp rack and getting them mounted, getting them laid out. And I'll show you what I've decided on for how I'm going to lay everything out. So that's it for today, and hopefully with yesterday's footage the video wasn't too short. Thank you guys for watching. Choose to be happy. I will catch you tomorrow. I will take my GoPro home tonight. Ka kite ano.